Everyone, my name is John Cottrell. This is Power Hour. This is a 60-minute power vinyasa practice where we really move. We move with our breath. We get into our bodies and really just have a good time. So for this class, I've called it Twists and Spins. Twists and spins. All righty. So, of course, we'll be doing some twisting postures, but I've got a little special movement in there, which will literally have us spinning. So be ready. So I would like to invite you to stand near the top of your mat. Also, let me just quickly say, if you have props, feel free to use props in your practice. I just have a block right here. I just like to sit on a block later in the practice. And you may want to use a block for, we're going to be doing a side angle pose. It's nice to have a block just to bring the floor a little bit closer to you if you'd like to have that. Otherwise, I think we're good to go. So again, just go ahead and stand near the top of your mat. You might stand with your feet about hip distance apart with your toes pointing forward. Maybe your arms just down by your side. They can just rest relaxed down by your side. You can also just make them active by just turning your palms forward if you'd like. And you're also welcome to close your eyes or just soften your eyes. And maybe take a few deep breaths. You might breathe in through your nose and a nice exhale through your mouth with a sigh. And when you sigh like that, you might even just feel a bit more relaxed in your shoulders, your neck, and even feel free to give them a little circle here just to loosen things up. You can even do a gentle neck stretch by just bringing your ear down towards shoulder, just side to side. You can nod yes and shake your head no. Just very carefully, softly, gently, just really starting to get into our bodies. And then you can just make your way back into stillness. Continue with slow, deep breaths. As you breathe in, you might feel the lifting and lengthening of your spine. So you might feel yourself grow a little taller. Feel the breath rising to fill up your lungs. Then as you exhale, just draw navel inward towards your spine. Nice connection there. And again, an inhale to feel tall and lengthened. Lungs expanding with the inhale. And as you exhale, we're drawing navel inward towards spine to get a light contraction of your abdominal muscles. Since we will be doing some twisting postures, we will be focused on this area of the body. So our breathing is important. So again, we engage the abdominal lock. So again, as you exhale, you'll draw navel inward towards your spine. Just to feel that core control. Let's go ahead and just take 3 more breaths in and out, and we'll begin our movement together. And when you're ready, an inhale to extend your arms into the air. Good reach and stretch. We'll exhale and slowly fold forward. Just put a good bend in your knees. Take your time. Now you might touch your toes, or you might just bend partially, and your hands might just land at your shins here. Then inhale, slide your hands up to your knees or your thighs to extend your spine, a long flat back. Then exhale, we can fold again, either partially or all the way down, or just to a comfortable place that feels good for your legs and your back. And if you happen to hang heavily forward here, which I'm doing, you can kind of loosen up. Just as we did in standing, you can create some circles with your shoulders, little shake of your neck and head. Just letting any tension just literally just roll right off of you. Let's just do one more spinal extension. You'll inhale, slide your hands back up to your knees or thighs, long flat back like you're a table right here. Exhale, we'll go back down towards toes. Let's get ready to stand. So shift your weight back into your heels, bend your knees, feel like you're sitting down into a chair. Look forward. That should put a nice extension through your spine. Take your arms out to the side, so spread your wings, and we'll inhale by straightening the legs, standing up all the way, reaching into the air. This exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Just pause here, take a breath or two. Very nice. Let's continue. We'll add on to our sun salutation. Here we go. Inhale, reach into the air. And exhale, we'll fold forward. Take your time, maybe touching your toes or letting your hands land at your shins or ankles. Inhale, rise up halfway, allowing the top of your head to lead you forward. And this exhale, bend your knees enough to place your hands on your mat so you can walk or step both of your feet back into plank pose. Just the top of a push-up right here. Let's hold for a couple breaths. Very strong in nature. Pressing your palms firmly into your mat, strong, straight arms. We'll take a breath in. Exhale, bend your knees a little to send your hips up into the air. I call this a shortcut to downward facing dog. You can do this anytime in your practice. And then if you need to make any adjustments with your feet, maybe your hands on your mat as you settle into your pose. If you'd like also, you can do a little stretch for your calves by pressing one heel down, then the other. So just alternating that nice calf stretch. When the heels lift, you can maybe feel a stretch through your toes. Let your knees bend. Let your hips shift side to side. And being sure your hands are still pressing firmly into the ground, straight arms. Then just pause in your downward facing. We'll take a breath in. And as you exhale, walk, step, or even hop both feet back up to the top of your mat. Inhale, rise up halfway. Then exhale, fold. Again, shifting your weight back into your heels, bend your knees. We'll go ahead and stand up all the way. Reach into the air, another big stretch. And exhale, bring your hands together and back down to your heart. Another quick pause here. Just take a breath. We're going to move right into Sun Salutation, Series B. Here we go. Inhale, reach into the air. Another big stretch. Exhale, take chair pose, Utkatasana. We're going to hold chair for a moment. Now you can keep the arms out like at an angle like mine are, or even drop them down so they're parallel to the ground. When they're here parallel, you can actually reach out forward a bit more and maybe even sit back a little bit. Just a little balance is created here. Reaching forward and then sitting back might allow you to sit a little deeper. Let's breathe in from here. We'll exhale and dive out of the seat back down towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway, that nice tabletop position. Exhale, bent knees to bring your hands to the mat out in front. Walk, step, or even hop back into plank pose. Once here, we'll breathe in. And exhale, finish your push-up. Bend your elbows, come down. Now you can inhale to either a low cobra or upward facing dog. I'm in up dog at the moment. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Onto your toes, lifting hips into the air. Adjust your feet and hands. Settle in and arrive in your posture. You're going to add on in a moment. Then go ahead and inhale, extend your right leg up behind you. Reach back. Strong straight line. Exhale, let's bring this right foot up to the top of the mat. We'll turn left heel to the ground behind you, shifting the weight back into that foot. Go ahead and lift your hands. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. As we exhale, we're just going to fold immediately and come right back down to the ground. Plant the hands. We'll step back into plank pose. Finish your push-up. Come on down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Other side when you're ready. Inhale, extend left leg up behind you, reaching back. And exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel turns to the ground behind you. Plant that foot so you can easily float the hands right up into the air. Inhale for your warrior one. And exhale to fold. Let's bring the hands back down to the ground. Step back, plank pose, and finish your push-up. Let's inhale to up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's just pause for a moment. We're going to make our way down to the ground. You can just kneel down, take a seat, or even hop forward, cross your legs to take a seat. Just find your seat in the center of your mat and go ahead and roll down onto your back. We're going to go into bridge pose. You're going to lie down with your knees bent, feet flat on the ground. Take a couple of breaths here, just so you can just allow the body to settle in for a moment before we re-engage. When you're ready, a nice full breath in to fill up your lungs. Exhale to empty your belly, still engaging your core center, and then lifting hips up into the air. If you like, you can even walk the shoulders and your arms a little bit underneath you. I'm just wiggling left and right a little bit to get my shoulders underneath. Then you keep the arms straight on the floor, even interlace your fingers underneath you if you'd like. I'm just going to give you several variations of what you can do with your arms and hands. So this is one thing. Or you might even have your elbows bent at 90 degrees, pressing the backs of your arms down into the ground, which will help you to stabilize the body, or even use your hands to help lift yourself up. If it feels like your hips are sinking back down toward your mat, just use your hands and lift yourself back up. Go ahead and just take 2 more breaths. When we're ready to move, just wiggle your toes forward a little bit so the feet are scooting forward a bit. Extend your arms up into the air and then roll your way down. From here, hug your knees into chest. Hold here for a moment. Let's do our first twist. We're just going to do it right here on the ground. So it's just a spinal twist. You're going to take your knees over to the left side, extend your right arm over to the right side. Now, we typically do this at the end of our practice, but I'd like to start it here. So we can just start to introduce twisting to our bodies. Just a few breaths, just so you can feel this sensation. Notice where this arises for you. You might feel this in your back or your hips even. Go ahead and take one more breath in and out. And you can go ahead and bring your knees back up to center. Hold there for a moment. And then take knees down to the other side. As the knees drop down to the right, extend your left arm out to the left. And that'll create that nice rotation through the spine. And a few more deep breaths, and again, being aware of how this feels, where sensation is arising for you. Let's go ahead and take one more breath in and out. And then when you're ready, let's bring the knees back up to center, hug them in toward your body, and then start a gentle rock forward and back, because we're going to rock our way up to seated. So enough breath and a little momentum, and we'll rock our way up. Let's go ahead and make our way to boat pose. So you can just sit, maybe lean back a little bit. Make sure you have a nicely extended spine. Be aware if your back is rounded like this. Just hold on to your legs perhaps and just lift yourself up until you feel like your spine is really long. Now this could be your boat pose, just like this. Or lean back more, which allows the feet to float right up into the air. Notice my feet are flexed just to keep them very active as I hold boat pose, Navasana. And again, we want to feel that breath rising to fill up the lungs. Exhale to engage the belly, so a little bit of a squeeze sensation. And we'll move from here. First, a breath in, and exhale, cross legs. If you can, roll forward, catch yourself in your hands. Let's hop or step back into plank pose, hold. Let's take our shortcut to down dog. Just bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air, downward facing dog. Make your adjustments with feet and hands. Let's continue. Inhale, extend your right leg up. We're going to open this up by bending the knee. Bring your heel down towards your backside with a little bit of a lift of the knee towards the ceiling. Now, this also creates a bit of a twist in the spine, just a little bit, and it opens the hips. As we exhale, we'll unwind it. Step right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel turns to the ground behind you. Find that lightness in the hands so you can easily float your way up, Warrior One, and our exhale to Warrior Two. Let's hold here for a moment, settle in. Now I like to take my feet a little bit wider and lunge a little deeper just to get into this inner thigh stretch. That back leg is nice and straight. And of course, your arms are straight out, parallel to the ground. Let's take our side angle pose. Let's reach out over the right leg to angle the upper half of the body. We'll rotate the arms. So your right arm will come down, maybe braced on the inner right leg, and left hand into the air. Now, I mentioned before we started our practice that in our side angle pose, that you may want to bring this hand, this right hand in this case, down towards the ground. and you can even use a block. So that's one way you can use your prop. Let's stay here as we breathe in. We're going to exhale to turn, so you can bring both hands back down to the ground. Let's go ahead and step back into plank pose. Hold for a second, just to feel this nice re-lengthening. Bend your knees, hips into the air, downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. When you're ready, inhale, extend left leg up, straight as can be. Then we'll open it up, bend the knee, bring your heel down towards backside, lifting the knee just up directly towards the ceiling, creates a minor rotation in your spine. As we exhale, we'll unwind it and step through. Left foot to the top of the mat, right heel turns to the ground, put weight into that back foot. Inhale to rise up, warrior one, and exhale, warrior two. So same thing here, just settle into the pose, make any adjustments as you like. Lunging, nice extension out through your arms. And then side angle, reaching out. We'll rotate the arms, bring left arm down, right arm up. Again, you can stay up as high as I am, where the hand is not even close to touching the ground, or maybe you're a little lower, able to touch the ground with your hands or fingertips, or you're using a block. We'll breathe in, and the exhale to turn, so you can bring hands back down to the mat, and we'll step back into plank pose. Here, you're going to bring the knees to the ground. Sit back briefly in hero pose, just like this, just to get the weight off the hands. Then we're actually going to rise back up onto the knees, like that. Go ahead and step your right foot forward, just like this. Let's take the arms up into the air, reach. We're actually going to do a twist here. So we're going to reach up high, exhale, start turning towards your right. Bring this left hand down to the outer right thigh as the right hand just comes down behind you like this. You might even touch your left hamstring. So I'm just facing my right side of the room in this kneeling twist. And a couple of breaths here. Go ahead and re-extend the arms out like you're doing a warrior two. And then bring both arms up into the air like a warrior one. And just bring the arms down in front, down by your side. Now we're just going to switch sides. So very simple. So we're going to bring that right knee back down onto the mat and step the left foot forward. We're just doing this kneeling twist. We're going to inhale, reach up into the air so we get some length through the sides of the body. Exhale, start twisting to your left, and this right hand will come down to the outside of the left thigh, and the right hand can come down behind you. Your left hand can come down behind you towards the right hamstring. Make sure you're still nice and tall here. Inhale to find that growth and lengthen the spine. Exhale, either hold where you are, or maybe you've made a little bit more space where you can twist a little bit more. So this is just our kneeling twist. Very good. Okay, just go ahead and reach the arms back out like a warrior two. Then up into the air like warrior one. And arms down in front and down to your side. Let's come back to the knees. Sit back into hero. Let's go ahead and just take child's pose, just very briefly. So we're just going to take the knees a little bit wider here. Arms out in front and come down. Just to get a little bit of length in the body since we just performed a couple of twists. Deep breaths. Two more. After your second breath, just return to hands and knees now. Let's just do a series of cat and cow. So you're going to inhale, lift head and heart like this, creating a little back bend in the body, arching the back. Exhale, we'll round it out. So a nice rounding of the spine, pull belly button up towards spine, chin to chest. Inhale, reverse it. So looking forward, opening up your heart, tipping the pelvis back. Exhale, tuck tailbone underneath, belly button pulls up towards spine, rounded back body, chin to chest. And just let's do 2 more breaths. Taking your time with this, just getting that nice movement through the pelvis and your spine. When you're done, just come back to a neutral tabletop position. Let's get ready for down dog. First, just step your hands forward a little bit and just spread out your fingers so you have a good base. Arms are straight and strong. Tuck your toes. And with an exhale, lifting knees and hips into the air, re-extending your spine. Look at the space between your hands. Walk, step, or hop. Both feet back up to the top of your mat. We'll inhale, lengthening spine just halfway up. We'll call it monkey pose. Exhale, fold. And then we'll stand up. Bend the knees here. Inhale. Reversing your swan dive, coming back up to the sky, reaching into the air. Exhale, hands back down to your heart. Take a breath or two. Very nice. Let's get into our twists. So our chair pose with a twist. So we're just going to go ahead and inhale, reach into the air. We want to get that good length in the sides of the body. Exhale, take your chair pose. And as you're taking your seat, go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. Then we're going to inhale and just feel the spine extending. We're going to exhale and just twist to your right. I'm going to try to mirror you. So we're just twisting to the right. Holding here. Now again, to sit or go a little bit deeper into this posture, what you want to feel is like your head is going forward while your hips are going backward, sitting back and down into the chair. You want to have that lengthening quality to create that balance so you can take a deeper seat. If you'd like, you can exhale and maybe rotate a little bit more towards your right if you'd like. So this is our seated chair pose twist. Let's inhale right here. We'll exhale to unwind it. Place hands on thighs, just briefly. We're going to stand up all the way again. Reach up. Take your time so you can get this good stretch here at the top. Let's go right away back into chair pose. Taking your seat, bringing hands to your heart. We'll do the other side. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, pull belly in, and your twist to the left side now. Hold here for a moment, just so your body gets used to this new position. Although we've already been doing some twists, but we're just in a different posture, of course. We're standing in a chair pose, rotating the torso. So just some different energies. If you'd like, maybe sitting back and down a little bit deeper, still feeling that spinal extension so you have balance. And maybe an exhale to rotate a little bit more towards your left. You don't have to go too deeply into these twisting sensations. We'll take a breath in. We'll exhale to unwind it. Just place hands on thighs, just so your body unwinds. Go ahead and stand up all the way. Reach up into the air. Hold there for a quick second here at the top. Then exhale, bring your arms back down by your side this time. Just down to your side. That way you can just kind of shake things out. Roll your shoulders. You can even circle your elbows, your wrists, wiggle your fingers a little bit, just like that. All right, let's get into some more movement. Here we go. Inhale, extend your arms into the air. Exhale at swan dive. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, bend knees, bring your hands down to the mat. Walk, step, or hop back into plank pose. And right away, if you like, come on down, chaturanga. You can always do that shortcut right there. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Then we're going to hold our down dog because we're going to move into another twisting pose. Now, it's going to kind of resemble that seated chair pose twist. So in your down dog, I'm going to suggest that you bend your knees a little bit more. Make sure your hands are pressing firmly into the ground, strong arms. Lean a little bit to your right hand, because you're going to take your left hand and reach back and behind, reach back and grab hold of the outside of your right leg. So left hand reaching to the outside of your right leg. And as you hold on to it, feel the extension of your spine. The crown of your head is pointing towards the ground, and twist to your right. You might even just look to your right. So we're in this very strong balancing pose, but we're also in a twist and we're upside down. Let's bring the left hand back out in front. Stabilize. Let's do the other side. So start shifting weight into your left hand. So you can pick up your right hand, reach to the outside of your left leg. Maybe it's by your calf or knee or thigh, and twist, looking underneath your left arm.
Very strong posture. Let's go ahead and bring the hand back down onto the mat. We'll continue our flow. Inhale, extend right leg up, bend and twist. There's our spinal twist. As you exhale, unwind it, bring right foot to the top of the mat, back to warrior one, left heel to the ground behind you. Reach forward, rise up. Warrior one, exhale, warrior two. Let's go right away to side angle, reaching out. Go ahead and rotate the arms. Hold here for a second. Nice open body. We're going to twist this pose, revolving our side angle posture. So follow me. We're going to inhale just to open. Exhale, bring this left hand down to the mat next to your right foot right here. Rise up onto your tiptoes behind you. This will square out everything. Then extend your right arm out to the right side. Reach. So everything's really extended. The right hand, your head feels like it's taking you forward, and that back left heel is trying to pull you back. Inhale for some more length in the spine. Exhale, just continue turning your torso towards this side of the room, and your right hand maybe reaching towards the ceiling. Stay here if you can, because we're going to bring that left knee down to the ground, rise up, and we're going to be in this twisted kneeling position like we did earlier. You can bring this left hand to the outer right thigh and just drop that right hand down behind you. Inhale, get nice and tall through the torso. Exhale to keep twisting. So we did this earlier, so that was our prep. Let's go ahead and re-extend the arms to warrior two. Take the arms up warrior one style. Fold this time to bring hands down to the ground in front. Tuck your toes behind you so you can lift that back knee. So you're in a lunge. Step back, plank pose, then finish the sequence. Chaturanga, or take your shortcut right away to down dog, and we'll meet together there. Other side. So an inhale to extend left leg up, bend and twist open. There's a spinal rotation. We'll exhale to unwind it. Left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel to the ground. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Settle in. Let's take our side angle. Rotate the arms, so left arm's reaching down while right arm's reaching up. Nice opening of the body. Ready to revolve the posture. We can breathe in right here. Exhale, let's take this right hand down to the ground. You can even bring your hand down to your block if you have a block handy. Once the hand is planted, rise up onto your tiptoes behind you so everything is square. Then extend your left arm out to the left side. Feel all these good extensions through the body. Breathe in as you do so. Exhale, keep twisting. And this left hand might reach up into the air. If it feels okay in your neck, maybe even turning your head, so maybe you can see your hand in the sky. We're going to gently bring the right knee down to the ground. Shift the weight back a little bit so you can rise up until we're in our kneeling twist. This right hand can come to the outside of the left leg and the left hand just down behind you. Inhale, get nice and tall. Exhale, keep twisting. Let's return our arms to warrior two style, then warrior one style. Inhale to reach high. Exhale, fold forward, bring palms in front. Tuck your toes behind you. Lift that knee. Step the left foot back, plank pose. Complete your sequence. Inhale to up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hold for a moment. All right, we're going to go to the floor. We're going to do a little floor work here. So just go ahead and take a regular seat. Just come to easy pose. It's just a cross-legged position. Now, I like to sit on a block for this. You can just sit right on your mat or a block or a pillow. This just helps me to extend my spine, just having that little extra lift. So just crossing your legs in a way that feels good. Let me just show you a couple of quick postures that you can try. So this is perfect pose. So perfect pose is just having one leg in front of the other.
in front of the other, if you can see that. So that's perfect pose. There's easy pose, and that's just kind of our typical, just kind of crossing your legs like that. That's easy pose. I typically sit in half lotus. That's bringing one leg on top of the other, something like this. So whatever feels comfortable for you here. You want to be able to sit up nice and tall and quite comfortably. We're just going to do some more twisting. So take your right hand and place it behind you, maybe propped up on your fingertips, especially if you're sitting up on a block or a pillow. So on your fingertips or palm, and just push into the mat to help you lift nice and tall. Take the left hand, just place it on your right knee over here on the thigh. Inhale, get nice and tall again. Exhale, pull belly in and just twist in that direction. You don't have to force that twist. You're not really pulling yourself into the posture. It's just resting the hand here just to brace yourself. Use your spinal column and the core muscles to help you move. Lengthening, twisting. Two more breaths. You'll take a third inhale just to sit up a little taller while in the twist. Exhale, pull belly in to secure your body as you now unwind to face forward. And just bring your hands to your lap here so everything can just come back to a nice neutral position. We're just going to do the exact same thing other side. So just basically just a very simple seated twist. So we'll take the left hand behind us, press into the ground to sit up tall. Right hand could come over to the left thigh over here. Again, inhale, get as tall as can be. Exhale, pull belly in and gently rotate. Remember, you're not pulling yourself into the pose. Hand is just here to stabilize. Use your inhale to feel the length in the spinal column. Exhale, pull belly in to engage your core and use your core muscles to help you twist. This is a very nice core conditioning sensation as well as a nice rotation for the spine. It helps the sides of the body. And in twisting poses, we're also doing a nice, I would like to call a cleanse for your internal organs. Just think about it. They're getting a nice little squeeze and a nice rinse. Let's go ahead and inhale to sit up nice and tall. Exhale, pull belly in to engage and support as you now unwind, facing forward. And relax. Alrighty, you can just stay relaxed here. If you want to stretch or move or even get a little drink of water, that's fine. Let me show you first what we're going to be doing next. It's actually a hip opener, but this is where that spin is going to be coming in. So let me show you. Let me just rearrange my mat here a little bit. So just sit where you are and just watch. Hopefully you can see me okay. So I'm just on my hands and knees. Now I'm going to send my right knee forward up towards the wrist of my right hand, but then send it center. So it's between my hands. You probably can't see that very well, but I've just set my knee to center. So it's between the hands. Let me step my hands forward a little bit just so I can get weight into my hands in front. Because I want to pick up that back leg. I'm just on my toes back there. I'm just picking up the back leg. Now I'm just going to tap my right foot and swing that foot over to the left side of the mat. So right foot towards left side. And because I'm leaning forward, I can easily lift this back leg. I'm going to bend this knee and tuck this knee in and behind the right knee, nice and tight, and then swing this foot off to the left side. So I've made this V shape behind me. You can kind of see that. And then I'm going to step my hands back. Now you can go maybe just to here. Just stay on your hands because you might feel this, start to feel this in the outer hips. If you're able, maybe sitting all the way down. Now this is a pretty deep stretch. And we'll hold here. Again, this gets right into these outer hips. Here's the spin. My feet are just kind of flared out to the side. I'm going to keep my feet there, basically on my toes, but I'm going to push myself forward back onto the hands in front. I'm going to tuck my toes onto either side of the mat here. Using the ground and my hands, I'm lifting the knees. I'm still cross-legged here, and I'm going to twist. I'm just spinning on my toes.
all the way around, keeping the knees bent so I can easily spin. And I'm back in the same posture, but I'm on the other side. And then you can just stay like this or sit down for the other hip stretch. So that's the spin. All right, let's try that together. So if you're still seated, let's just make our way to hands and knees. We'll do the exact same thing I just did. So hands and knees. Let's take the right knee and just slide it up to right wrist. Then move the right knee to center, right between the wrists. Step your hands forward so you can get weight in front. That way you can lift that back knee, tuck your toes. The right foot that I'm tapping, slide it or swing it over to the left side. Because I'm leaning forward into the hands, we can lift that back leg, bend your knee, and then we're going to tuck this left knee in and behind the right knee, nice and tight. No space, just squeeze it in there. And then swing that foot off to the right side. That should create a little V shape and space behind you. Start walking the hands back. Remember, you can stop at any point. This is fine right here, or a little bit more, or if you're able, sit all the way down. It's okay if the legs kind of separate here. We're just going to hold here for a couple of breaths. We're getting into the hips. You're probably feeling that. If you're still out in front on the hands, that's great. Stay there because we're going to be going back to that position. So I'm just going to use my hands just to help push myself forward. Join me here so your hands are in front. We need to tuck the toes again because we're going to be spinning on the toes. So we're going to press the hands into the mat so we can lift the knees. The legs are still crossed. Then start to pivot or swivel. Use your hands on the mat. Keep the knees bent. Keep the feet on the ground, but you're up on your tiptoes so you can spin all the way around until you're facing the same direction as we started, and we're back into this pose. Now, what's the name of this posture? Because there is a name. And the name of the posture is cow face. Cow face. Gomukhasana. Cow face pose. We're only doing a partial of the posture. We're doing the leg position. There's actually an arm posture, which is a bind, but we're not going to worry about that at the moment. All right, to get out of this side, we're going to take the hands behind us. Go ahead and lean back so you can uncross the legs like so, and just come to boat pose. We're going to take a breath in, just sit up a little taller. Exhale, cross legs. Now we're at the back end of the mat. So what you can do is take your hands in front and just kind of crawl forward, uncross the legs, and just dip your chest down. We can kind of scoop our way through and up into an up dog like that, or cobra, and then into downward facing dog. Hold here for a couple breaths. With your next exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale to extend your spine. Exhale, fold. Then we'll inhale to reverse the swan dive, come all the way up to standing, reach up into the air. Exhale, hands down to your heart. Let's take a couple breaths here. Very nice. Let's start putting a sequence together. All right, it's going to start with our chair pose with a twist. So let's go ahead and do that. And then just follow me. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms into the air. Exhale, take your chair pose. As you're taking your seat, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale to extend your spine. Exhale, pull belly in and twist to your right side. Hold for a moment. We're going to inhale right here. Exhale, unwind, pause, then slowly fold down towards toes. Inhale to rise up just halfway. Exhale, bend again to bring your hands to the mat, walk, step, or hop back, plank pose, come down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Situate yourself nicely in your down dog. Put weight into your right hand so you can take your left hand and reach back and hold onto the outside of the right leg. Twist torso. Look underneath the right arm. Release. Bring the hand back down to the mat out in front. We're going to take right leg up into the air, bend and twist. And then warrior one. Unwinding, stepping through. Left heel to the ground. Rise up when you're ready. Exhale, open warrior two. Side angle. Rotate the arms. Inhale here, we're going to revolve this posture. Exhale, turn, bring this left hand down to the mat. Rise up on your tiptoes behind you. Extend your right arm out to the right side. Extend the entire body. Inhale. And exhale, keep twisting to your right until we're in our revolving side angle pose. Stay here. Bring left knee down to the ground. Rise up to our kneeling twist. So we have warrior two arms. Bring the left hand to the outer right thigh. Right hand down behind you to maybe left hamstring. Get tall in the spine, inhale. Exhale, keep twisting. Maybe you can even kind of see over your right shoulder. Let's take the arms back out to warrior two style. Up to warrior one style. Fold forward, bring hands down to the mat. Tuck toes behind you, lifting that left knee. Step back all the way to down dog, down dog. Both feet on the ground, hips into the air. With an exhale, jump, step, or walk, both feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale, extend spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, come all the way up. Let's keep it moving right into your chair pose. Take your seat, bring hands to heart. Inhale, lengthening in the spine. Exhale, twist to your left. Hold for a moment. Let's breathe in. Exhale, unwind, pause, and slowly fold. All the way down. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, fold again to bring hands down to the ground. Let's step back into plank pose. Finish your push-up, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Settle yourself. Put weight into the left hand so you can take right hand, reach to the outside of your left leg, twist. Then bring the right hand back out in front. Inhale, extend left leg into the air, bend and twist. Unwind it, left foot to the top of the mat, right heel to the ground, warrior one. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior two. Settle in. Side angle. Rotate the arms, left arm down, right hand up. We'll inhale, ready to revolve. Exhale, right hand down to the ground or a block. Rise up onto your tiptoes behind you to square out the body. Left arm extends out to the side. Inhale for length. Exhale, revolve. Gently bring the right knee to the ground. Rising up to our kneeling twist. Like so, warrior two style. Right hand to the outer left leg. Left hand down behind you. Inhale, tall through the spine. Exhale, twist, maybe looking over your left shoulder. Re-extend your arms, warrior two style. Lift up, warrior one style. Fold forward, palms in front. Tuck your toes behind you, lifting that knee. Step back, downward facing dog. Jump, step, or walk, both feet back up to the top of your mat. Inhale, extend spine. Exhale, fold. Let's inhale, reverse swan dive. Come all the way up, nice and tall. Reach high, exhale, hands down to your heart. Good, go ahead and relax your arms for a moment. Let's do another shake out of those shoulders and any other parts of the body. Now that's the majority of the sequence. We now need to incorporate that spin. Okay, or that cow face pose spin. And that's going to be part of our sequence. So let's go through that whole section again, adding those spins. All right, I'm just going to adjust my mat and we'll get ready. All right, it opens up the same. Here we go, chair pose with the twist. We'll pick up the pace a little bit. I'm adding one more pose. It's going to be a surprise. Inhale, reach into the sky. Exhale, chair pose, bring hands to heart. Inhale, lengthen through spine. Exhale, twist to your right. Feel that nice twist here, maybe sitting back and down a little deeper. Let's breathe in. Exhale, unwind, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat, hopper step back, plank pose. Right away, come down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adjust the feet and hands. Your left hand's going to reach to the back or to the outside of your right leg so you can twist. Look underneath your right arm. Left hand back out in front onto the mat. Inhale, extend right leg up into the air, bend and twist. Here's the new part. You're going to exhale, take right knee underneath you towards your left elbow. It's another twist. Right knee towards left elbow. Then back up into the sky, straight line. Right foot to the top of the mat, warrior one. Rise when you're ready. Exhale, warrior two. Side angle. Rotate the arms. Take a breath in. Exhale, revolve. So this left hand comes down to the ground. Rise up onto tiptoes, right arm out to the side, extending through spine, and just continue twisting. Once you've twisted, we're bringing left knee down to the ground. We're rising up, twisted kneeling position, hands to the leg and thigh. Keep twisting to your right. Arms to warrior two style, warrior one style. All right, now we're going to bring the hands down to the ground. Hold here. Little lean to the left side, because you're going to take the right leg back and extend it like so, okay? We're getting into that cow face pose. Now the left foot that I'm tapping, swing it over to the right side of your mat. Tuck the right knee in and behind the left, make the V shape, sit back. You can sit all the way down if you want, if you're able, or just keep your hands out in front. Let's get back up onto our hands here. Tuck toes, lift the knees. You're going to spin to your right. Spin, keep knees bent. On your tiptoes, spin all the way around. Back into cow face. You can be here or take the seat. Couple breaths. Now, if you're on your hands, you do want to come back. It's okay if the legs uncross, because you're going to lean back into your hands. You can uncross the legs here so you can come to boat pose. Inhale, a little bit of a lift. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front, crawl forward. Get your chest and heart to sink down, slither through into up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Jump, step, or walk both feet back up to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, come all the way back up, right away into chair pose. Sitting down, bringing your hands down to heart. Other side, we're breathing in for length in the spine. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale here, and your exhale to unwind and fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, hands to your mat, hop or step back into plank pose. Right away, come down, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Adjust your hands and feet. Lean into the left hand so you can take your right hand, reach to the outside of your left leg, twist. Right hand back out in front. Let's inhale, extend left leg straight up into the air. Bend and twist for a spinal twist. Exhale, left knee underneath you towards right elbow. Cross your midline. Left knee towards right elbow. Back up into the sky behind you, down dog. Straight leg. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Warrior one. Rising up when you're ready. And warrior two. Side angle. Rotate the arms. Inhale, expand and open. Exhale, revolve. The right hand comes down. Rise up onto tiptoes behind you. Left arm extends out to the side. Inhale to extend spine. Just continue to revolve. Once you're in the twist, we're bringing right knee down to the ground. Come up to our kneeling rotation here, warrior two style. You can bring your hands down to the legs. More extension through spine. Rotate more.
Re-extend the arms, warrior two style. Reach up, warrior one style. Fold, bring the hands down in front. Lean a little bit to your right side so we can slide this left leg back, extend it straight back behind you in the air. Right foot that I'm tapping, swing that foot over to the left side. Bend this right knee, tuck it in and behind the right. Make the V shape behind you. Sit back or partially, maybe it's here, or all the way down. Hold for a breath or two. Ready for our spin. We're going to come forward onto the hands again. Tuck the toes, lift the knees. You're spinning to your left. Use your hands, spin on your toes, all the way around. Come back down. Stay in front or sit back as you're able. 2 breaths. Sit back, hands behind you so you can uncross the legs. Boat pose. Let's hold a little bit longer here. Then just bring the heels to the ground. Great job. That's our sequence. Twists and spins. All right, let's do our closing sequence. Let's go ahead and sit in the center of your mat. Let's lie down. Hug the knees into the body. If you'd like, you can add some movement here. I like to do some circles just to massage the spine, especially the base of the spine and the hips a little bit. And just as we did earlier in our practice, we did a spinal twist. Let's just add them again right here. So knees can come down to the left side, right arm off to the right side. And just notice if this feels any different from the first time you were here. Maybe there's a little bit more looseness, more space. Maybe you've created some release in that dynamic twisting sequence that we created together. Two more breaths on this side. You can always stay longer on this side if you need more of a twist over here. And then when you're ready, just bring knees back up to center. You might pause for a second so the spine can realign. And then knees down to the right side. Left arm extends out to the left. Notice any changes. Make sure you're taking deep breaths. And maybe you were a little out of breath moving through that sequence. And maybe this is giving you the opportunity to come back to that baseline of slower, deeper breaths. Whenever you're ready to move, just bring the knees back up to center. Maybe another hug. And then move into your favorite hip opener. It might be happy baby pose or reclining cobbler's pose, or any other hip opener. You might even do a variation. I like to start like this, kind of like frog's legs, just out to the side. My hands are actually right on the tops of my knees, on the inner legs, pushing outward and downward, just to extend the legs a little and bring them down towards the ground a little bit. And that stretches the inner thighs. And I flex my feet just so the legs stay stable in this position. And then from here, it can move into happy baby pose, grabbing hold of the bottoms of the feet, reaching them up towards the ceiling, and then gently press down and just feeling the knees come down towards the ground on either side of my body. And here you might even add a little movement, just like a baby would do, just lying on their backs, holding onto their feet, and they might just rock left and right. It's very nurturing. You can stay here. Here's another pose. You can even do reclining cobbler's pose. Here's the more typical variation where you have the feet in the air and you're holding onto your feet or ankles like this. And you're just gently sending the heels down towards your pelvis and then moving the knees or legs forward towards the front end of your mat. and that just creates another hip opener. So this is more of that active version of reclining cobbler's pose, and then you can take the more relaxed version by setting the feet on the ground. The soles of the feet are touching, but you're more relaxed here, and you can even just bring your arms down by your side and just let the weight of the body kind of carry you. So the weight of the legs down to the ground opens the legs naturally. And if you'd like, you can certainly add an inverted pose, an inversion. Maybe it's just legs extended into the air, maybe something like this, or a little bit more of a dynamic version where you move into shoulder stand if you'd like. I'm just going to do this version, just extending the legs, holding on to the legs. And this also gives a little freedom in the feet. So I like to circle the ankles a little, wiggle the toes, even bend the knees, do a little bicycle pedaling if you like. So if you're perhaps doing an inverted pose, you can just do some movement with the feet and ankles. Or maybe you're still in your hip opener, that's all good. And then just think about any other pose you would like to do to help complete your moving practice. And then when you do feel complete, go ahead and just make your way into Shavasana. And that might be just extending your legs straight out in front of you with your arms relaxed down by your side. Now, sometimes just lying flat on your back isn't very comfortable, especially if you're on a hardwood floor, for example. So you might want to have something soft underneath you, like a blanket or a doubled up mat. Or choose another restorative position. You might even bend the knees, even tuck like a rolled up blanket underneath your bent knees. So again, whatever feels right for you at this moment. And just settle in. We'll take a couple minutes. Letting the body fully relax, let the ground hold you. While you're still lying in stillness, return to the awareness of your breath. And take 5 slow, deep breaths. Feeling your breath move through your entire body. As you're approaching your 5th breath, feel movement return to your body. It might just start with some movement in your fingers and your hands, your toes and your feet. Let that movement circulate through your entire body. And then when you're able, carefully and slowly roll onto either side of your body. Maybe once you're here in this nurturing pose, take a breath or two. Notice how you're feeling. And then continue to move in slow motion and make your way up to a seated posture. And when you're here, as best as you can, just sitting up nice and tall, And your arms can just relax down by your side. Maybe your hands are in your lap. Or you might even bring hands to heart center. And once you're in this space, go ahead and take 2 more breaths on your own, in and out. And as we complete our practice together, we bow saying, Namaste.